I got a question for you. Have you ever made some upgrades to your Jeep and the settings changed? Maybe you've considered putting a super tuner or a Taser Mini or a super chip, some kind of aftermarket products that you buy, plug it into your computer and you can change the settings. Well, I did just that. And today I'm going to show you which product I bought and how I installed it and the features that are done conveniently from an app. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Jeremy with JackMonkey Jeep coming at you today with another video. So stay tuned. And this is the Superchips Flashcal Plus. This is what I purchased to upgrade my computer, my settings, so that my tires, this is really where this all stemmed from. I went with a little wider tires, same height, and it changed my gas mileage. I found that when I did some research, there were a couple products out there, the Taser Mini, the Pedal Commander, Superchips, they all make products that allow you to plug into the OBDII port and change some settings on your Jeep. That's just one of the features, and I'm gonna show you all. So let's get to the unboxing, and then we'll install it, and then I'll walk you through how this thing works. All right, so this is what come in the mail, and it wasn't delivered on my doorstep. It was literally put in a manila envelope in my mailbox. As you can see, it's very small, it's very compact. Already took the tape off, so when we unbox it, this is what you see. This is the plug that goes into the OBDII port. We take out this little filler piece, and we have, this is the programming chip that plugs into the dual pigtail that plugs into your Jeep's computer. So we'll go ahead and take this out of the plastic bag. We'll set that to the side. Now, as you can see, there's a space for two pigtails to plug in, 1 and 2. And this just tucks up underneath your dash. This piece here plugs into the OBDII port, and then we download the app to our smartphone, and we're able to change any setting, not any setting, but most of the settings that are pre-programmed on the Jeep. So let's get to the install. All right, so this is a pretty easy install. I'll show you where it is inside the Jeep, and then we'll go from there and we'll walk you through. We're gonna reach down underneath here under the driver's side front speaker, and this is pretty easy. All right, guys, so these are the two pieces that we're gonna need for this install. Obviously, these are the only two pieces that come in the kit. The first thing we're gonna do is install this dual pigtail. So I have already taken the liberty of deinstalling these two pigtails, okay, so that we can install. But if you want to know, you kind of got to get up underneath here so you can look up, and you'll see these two pigtails underneath this bracer bar. And it's kind of hard to get to, but I've got pretty large hands and I was able to do it, so you should be fine too. There are two distinct sides. There's a bigger side and a small side. Conveniently, Jeep makes things pretty common sense for us simple folk. Small side, you hear that click, and then the large side, you hear that click, and then you can just tuck this up underneath here. A lot of guys or folks will take zip ties and tuck that up and away, but I will need to take this to the dealership if I ever need to have anything done to the computer, and I want to be able that I want to make sure that I can deinstall this as quickly as I installed it, so that there's no issues with the warranty or whatever. This second piece here, this plugs directly into your OBDII port, which is right here. You just got to get on your knee. You can see it. You turn it over so the Superchips is facing down, and then you plug it right in. Boom, it's that easy. So we've got the Jeep started. It is plugged in. I am currently pulling up the app, all right? So Flashcal Plus right here. It pulls up. And the first thing that it does is it asks if I have a device, make sure it's connected. I've already done this, so it connected right away. The cool feature about this app, which I'm not going to show on the app, is if you don't install this, you can download the app and do demo mode. So it gives you an option to select whether I have a device or I don't have a device. And if you select I don't have a device, you can just play with the app and get familiar with it before you actually do the install. So this has a ton of features. So it starts off with the screen, the home screen. I've got tire options, drivetrain options, lighting options, Jeep options, and service options. So if we look under the tire options, I have the option to manually input my tire size. Currently I'm running 35s, but do not use the marker on the sidewall. Actually measure your tire. So my tire is actually sitting at 33.75 inches. So that is an 1.25 inches difference. I don't know if that's because of winter. I'll probably have to update that, but my gas mileage has fixed by that tire size. You also have an auto tire size capability where you can start driving at over 25 miles an hour. The GPS will track what the computer is reading on the speedometer and what your GPS says that you go, and it will synchronize the difference. That's a pretty cool feature. Then we have the tire pressure settings. I have my tire pressure set at 28 PSI. So that means that if my tire pressure goes below 28 PSI, I'm gonna get that low tire pressure warning on my dash, whereas the stock computer sets it at 34. You can set that wherever you want. You can even shut that off, and that's a pretty cool feature. All right, so we go to drivetrain options. I can change my axle gear ratios. This is a Gladiator. I'm sorry, it's a Rubicon, so it comes with 410 gears. Transfer case audio options 4:1. That's stock on the Rubicon. If I take my sway bar removal, or if I take my sway bar and remove it, I can completely click that so it doesn't even sense that there's a sway bar there. The auto stop feature. This is a feature that a lot of hardcore Jeepers just hate on the new vehicles. I personally don't mind it. Spent some time in Europe. Every European car has that. I'm used to it. But that button is right here. And the biggest complaint is that when you turn it off and then you shut the vehicle off, when you turn it back on, it doesn't remember the setting. You can do that from this feature. Now we go down to lighting options. If you want to add LED lights, you can do that. There's an option to do that for everything. The one cool thing that I like here, you have the ability to turn on your low beams, high beams, daytime running lights, turn signals, all that. You can update your settings for that. But what I really like is when I have my driving lights on and I turn my brights on, I hate that the driving lights drop out. I do enjoy having that little area in front of the Jeep at night illuminated, so you can actually turn the fog light dropout off, and that's a cool feature. All right, so Jeep options. I can configure everything. I can turn my seatbelt reminder off. If you have the Uconnect 8-inch touchscreen with the navigation, there's a travel link weather warning. You can toggle that on and off. I don't mind it being on. If you have the safety sense, you can change your blind spot detection, that annoying little beep that it does. Your turn signals, the one touch lane, you can toggle that on and off. This is really, really a cool feature. Your packages and your mods, if you have the auxiliary switches here, you can toggle that. If you reinstall them, you can tell the computer that you have them on there. Towing package, cargo camera, backup camera, power steering, I don't really understand, but that's an option as well. And finally, the splash screens. So Rubicons come with a Rubicon splash screen. You can change the digital display on your dash from this app to a Sport or Sahara Rubicon. I've never driven in one of the Sport or Saharas, so I don't know what it looks like on startup, but I know what the Rubicon looks like, and I can change it and check those out and customize it if I want. Finally, the last option here is their service options. So you can change your ABS initialization, your brake pedal relearning, your cam crankshaft sync, and then finally you can reset the module. The second cool feature about this is there is a crawl mode, okay? This is where I can unlock my sway bar in two-wheel drive. I just hit this button and it begins to unlock my sway bar on the computer, right? Very easy. Boom, my sway bar is disconnected, I'm in park. If you don't have this, you cannot do that on your Jeep Gladiator or Wrangler. I have a line lock and rock lock feature where if I'm trying to winch with my winch, I can hit these buttons and either lock the front brakes or all 4 brakes to give me a very steady position when winching someone out of a recovery situation. I can turn off my TPMS sensor if I'm in that 4-wheel drive mode. I can adjust the engine idle. How cool is this? If I need to winch, and you all know that how draining a winch is on your battery, I can increase the engine idle speed, and we'll see if we can hear it. We'll go ahead and put it to 1200, and then I hit engine idle. I don't know if you were able to hear the engine crank up, but the engine is now idling at 1200 RPM just from the touch of the app. So there's a lot of cool in-app features that you can use when you drive. The reason I chose this is because of that. The Taser Mini, the Pedal Commander didn't have those options. So I turn the engine idle off, it goes back. I reconnect my sway bar, boom. On the dash, it's reconnecting. I can run diagnostics. I can read diagnostics, my DTCS, check what codes it's throwing. I can reset and clear all those codes. And then it stores my vehicle information. This does marry into my Jeep, so we'll blur this out, but there's the VIN number for my Jeep, and so it will only work in my Jeep. So it's a one-time application per Jeep. So that's really all the features that we have today for the Superchips Flashcal Plus. Now they do make, it's a little more expensive. They do make a model that comes with a, almost like an iPod, an Apple iPod that is hardwired and plugs directly in. But that's just one extra piece of equipment that you gotta have. This one, the Flashcal Plus, is cheaper and it has an app. So whichever one, if you're kind of new school and you like apps to control things, you can go that route. This is also cheaper. If you don't like apps and you like kind of hardwired things, you can pay a little bit more money and get a separate module that you just carry around with you when you need to make adjustments. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap up the video for today. I hope you like this content. If you have a Superchips Flashcal Plus or just regular Flashcal F5 or a Taser Mini or a Pedal Commander, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think that your product would be compared to mine. You know, I don't have those obviously, but we just did this review and I'm really happy with that. So help the channel out, like and subscribe, and remember to get out, enjoy your time, and have a great weekend. Thanks for watching JackMonkey Jeep.